place where there's only you and me. I don't know what to do, I'm so confused, and I need peace. Take me home. Take me home. Take me Sometimes life weighs me down. I try to press on, but every time I turn around, it seems like I'm up against the wall. My life's upside down. I need to rest away from all life's mess in your secret place. Say there's only you and me. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused, and I need peace. Take me to your secret place. Take me to your secret place. Take me to your secret.
Hello. We're live. Did y'all hear my song playing? Yes. Okay. I told y'all we were stepping it up. My tech team is better than anyone's. Oh, we have comments already. Hello. Eileen is watching. And you see how her picture shows up? That's because she's allowed StreamYard to show her name. And so if you click the link, it'll show your name and your comments. And so you all can ask questions. I'm going to do a little live Q&A tonight. We're going to do a little more Q&A since it went so well last week. We'll do a little bit more this week. And so right now, you might be watching on my actual Inez Jones page, or you might be watching on my Inez K. Jones business page, or you might be watching on my YouTube channel. We're streaming in multiple places. Hey. If y'all can't tell, I'm excited. Yes. See, I told y'all I was going to give myself a push. Hello, Carla. Yes, if you're on and you're watching, say hey so I know that you're viewing. If you have questions, type them in the comments. Type them below. And so we're going to get into some good stuff. So first and foremost, if you are not following me on IG, or Twitter, or YouTube, I'm gonna need you to do that follow at Inez K. Jones. Boop, boop. Y'all see that? I told y'all my tech team is on it. If you are following me on Facebook, thank you. And if you're not, if you're only my friend on my main page, I want you to go ahead and like my Inez K. Jones page when we get done with this, because I want you to get all the notifications and all the good stuff that's coming up. So I have a few announcements to make. So first and foremost, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, lock it in. We're going to be live here every Thursday. And ooh, I got some good stuff. I got some good topics coming up. Oh my goodness. So next week, we are going to have some guest speakers. And so the topic is dating and courting from a man's perspective. Oh, look at that. It's scrolling across the screen. Dating and courting from a man's perspective, okay? And I have some really good male guest speakers that are gonna be on, and so it's gonna be amazing. You'll see the flyers and everything really soon, and I want y'all to tune in and get ready to ask your questions and to comment and to talk about that topic, because it's gonna be fire. So we're gonna do the men's perspective first, and then hello George, and then we're going to do the women's perspective a little later on in July. Okay. And then also, so that's July 2nd. Save the date, July 2nd, 8 p.m. Central Time to tune in. And then after that, July 9th, we're going to get talking about our financial nest, okay? Because y'all know me and my bird nest. I got to go back to my bird nest analogies. We're going to talk about your financial nest. We're going to talk about getting your credit in order. We're going to talk about getting that in order and some ways you can make some extra money, and also how you can work on that credit. And so I got some guest speakers that are amazing. And so that's going to be then. And then we're going to take a break on the 16th, and we can watch the replay of the men's, and we're going to come back on July 23rd with the woman's perspective on dating and courting. And then on the 30th, y'all been asking me to sing. See, I played one of my songs for y'all in the intro. Did y'all hear that? I played one for you, but I'm going to sing live, y'all. So it'll be Inez K. Jones Sings on July 30th. So tune in, save the dates. I want to give y'all a preview of what's to come, just a little snippet so you know. And so, we have so many people viewing. Hello. Make sure to comment so I know that you're here, and so we can get it to come across the screen. It'll be amazing. And if you have a question, because I'm going to take some more questions since we kind of ran out of time last time, you can ask your questions here. Any topic, all topics, live Q&A with Inez K. Jones. And so you can type it here. And so as the questions come across, I will see them on the screen. And I'm a little too bright. All right, let me turn it down. I'm too bright. All right, is that good? Y'all tell me. Is that good now? I had the ring light up too much. All right, so can you see me now? Listen, it's my energy, okay? My energy's so bright. I'm just playing. My energy is bright, but it was the light. Is that better mode? Let me know. All right, and if you all have questions, let me know. And so the other thing I want to tell you all and announce, if you haven't seen my post or you didn't get the event invite, let me just tell you now that I'm starting something that's going to be great, and it's called the Magic 28-Day Challenge. So those of you who know or have been watching and following my videos, I love meditations, I love gratitude, and I have been leading people in a 21-day of abundance journey through WhatsApp, which has been awesome. And for me, it's like the third round, and I'm so grateful someone introduced it and shared it with me, and so I wanted to share it with others. And I got a download that I needed to do it with 28 days of magic, which is a gratitude challenge, and it's based off of the book The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, and she's also the author of The Secret and the Power and the Magic. And what I found is a lot of people don't know about the magic. Like they might know about the secret, they might know about the power, but they've never heard of the magic. And so it's not an audible, so you can't listen to it, but you can order the book on Amazon, but you don't even need the book to do the WhatsApp challenge. And so if you go on my Facebook page after this, and we can put the link down later as well in the comments, as I always do after the lives are finished, so that you can join us. WhatsApp is a free app. This is going to be a free program. And I just wanted to give some positivity and to show people how they can shift their energy, how they can shift their current situation simply by changing your mindset, simply by practicing and actively practicing gratitude, and abundance will come your way. And meditations is also amazing. And so if you want to join us, let me know so I can make sure that you get the information. And that starts July 1st. And I'm co-hosting that actually with one of my landmark graduates, Andrew Weiss. And so you might have gotten an invite from me or him, but make sure you join. It's going to be amazing. We will be using the Secret Gratitude Journal. We will be using that a little bit as well. So if you have one, great. If not, you can use a regular journal, no big deal. And if you don't have the book, it's okay. But if you want to buy the book, go ahead and order on Amazon real quick so that you'll have it with us. And again, it's a 28-day challenge. And so, and it's going to be good. And it's going to be right on time for the times. And so I know, hello, Vaughn, thank you for joining. I know that a lot of people may not understand, but when you really want to cause change, you have to shift the energy. You have to collectively shift the energy. And so this is one way that I am called to help do that. And so on a larger scale, which is why it's free. And so it's been an amazing day today. I gave free Reiki sessions today, and people had some breakthroughs. And so I think they're supposed to be hopping on too. So comment below if you all are on for that as well. We can't see your nose. Can y'all see me now? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's get the light right. Okay. Hold on. Is that better? Tell me. Let me know. All right. We got a few people watching. And so I don't see any questions yet. So if y'all have questions, now's the time to talk the questions in the comments. Any topic can work. And while y'all thinking about questions, I am going to share a couple of things that I want to share with you all. And so we titled this limiting beliefs. And it's a topic that I think people talk about sometimes, but I think I'm going to take a little different approach to it. And so limiting beliefs are something that at every stage in life, they can come up, they can show up, and they can show up in more ways than one. They can show up for you in what you feel that you're capable of doing in life. They can show up for you in the way of your your dreams, your dreams that you let die, your dreams that you had when you were a little girl, when you were a little boy, your dreams of that thing that you wanted to do that you didn't get a chance to take to really take it to the next level, or to take advantage of, or just life happened, life got in the way, and it kind of got out of sight, out of mind, pushed in the back of your head, and you always thought like, oh, I'll do it one day, I'll do it one day, or maybe. Mm-mm. Now's the time. I'm here to tell you that now is your time. Now is the time. And you have to sit with it, because limiting beliefs come from many different things. So sometimes it can come from a story that you're telling yourself, or about your capabilities, or about your abilities, of what you can do and what you can achieve in life. Each of us, and I say this almost every video, each of us has a mission and a purpose on this earth. And so part of your assignment here is to figure that out, what it is, and then to actually actively act on it. And so with limiting beliefs, they hold you back. They hold you back from your greatness. They hold you back from your potential. They hold you back from achieving the destiny that's in store for you. And you have to remember that your purpose is tied to hundreds, if not thousands, of other people's purposes. And so you really, 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 really want to take the time to dig deep, because it's about you, but it's more about what you're meant to do in this earth and on this planet. And so I just want to take the time to just have you to think about it a little bit, get the juices flowing in your brain, to see if it's something that you kind of been holding back on. In my first live, I shared that going live was something I had been holding back on, right? And so I had to push myself, right, in order to do that. And so I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to do the same. I'm challenging you to think about that thing you always wanted to do, to think about that book you always wanted to write, or that company you always wanted to open, or that program you always wanted to implement, or even places you might want to travel. Like, what are things that you are limiting yourself? Because quite honestly, you can do more than you believe you can. You could do more than you believe you can. And you can actually stretch your beliefs by speaking it into existence. So when you speak it into existence, when you speak in the positive, right? When you speak in the present tense as if it's already occurred, you are speaking into existence. You're speaking into existence whatever it is that you want to have happen and come to fruition. And so that's one way that you can kind of just stretch. You can stretch that limiting belief. And so I just don't want you to don't doubt your potential. Don't doubt your potential, because we all have potential in us, and it's our job to kind of ignite it, and to actually live the best lives we possibly can on this earth and this planet. And so I hope my light is better now. I can't see those yet, but I think I turned it down enough. And so that's one part of the topic. Now, the other thing I thought about when I was meditating on this is that a lot of times, sometimes we're forced to stretch our beliefs. So sometimes we can do it ourselves, and sometimes situations actually force us to grow, right? And a lot of times that comes in ways we don't really like. Like, sometimes it'll come in a trial, and they always say, like, you can't have a testimony without the trial, right? And Lord knows I've had enough trials, but the trials actually help you to grow, because things that you thought that you couldn't handle, things that you thought that you would never be able to go through or get through, you find that you did get through it, that you didn't die, that you actually were able to get through that period or that season of those trials and come out on top, or come out maybe with a couple of bumps and bruises, but you're still kicking, right? And so in that moment, you were stretching. You stretched your belief because you did more than what you probably ever thought you could have done. Like a locomotive. Come on, Elijah. Move. Yes. And so, what is it? What is it that you kind of need to take time and meditate on so that you can kind of figure that out? And so, with with the um with the trials and the tests, I have a good little analogy. I know I like to give my little stories. Okay, so y'all know I'm out here in the boonies. And one thing that they do out here, because it's like a forest behind my house, right? And so one thing that they do, and they do it like twice a year, right? So is that they burn the entire forest or whatever it is behind me. And I was like, why y'all burning the trees? You know me. Listen, look, I didn't even know I was such an environmentalist, but I am. What's going on? I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I had to understand first. They spraying stuff and burning stuff, but what it is that they don't want it to grow too high. They don't want the trees to grow or the grass or the I don't even know what it is, the weeds, the stalks, the hay, whatever it is back there. It's all kinds of stuff. They don't want it to grow too tall because the power lines would then be interfered with. And so they have to like burn it every like 6 months or so. And man, so it grows very, very tall, very, very high. And then the deer actually like it. So the deer love to when it's high because it gives them coverage. It gives them, they can blend in, they can hide from the coyotes and the other stuff that's after them. It's like a forest out here, y'all, okay? The deers like it. So I feel so bad for the deers when they burn it down because the humans come from comment and they burn it down, right? And so it's always interesting to me because not only when they burn it down, so then it's just like a black ash. It's black ash everywhere. And not more than a couple weeks at most, a couple weeks later, it grows back better, more beautiful, bigger. I feel like every time it just gets bigger and bigger, and it's or brighter and well greener for the areas that have grass. It just and it happens so fast, and it's just like so quick. I'm just like, wow, they just burned it all down, and now it's come back better than ever. And so I was like, I think there's something there, right? So there's a lesson in that because sometimes you got to get broken down. I mean, right? All the way slapped, knocked out, broken down before you are ready to be built up so that you can achieve that greatness that's meant and that is that purpose and that mission that's put on your life. And so that to me is also kind of like the trials, right? When you go through the trials and tests, you're being broken down many times, right? To the point where you might even feel like you can't even make it no more, right? But please know that you can, and you can always get help as well. But sometimes you have to be broken down. Thank you, Lauren. Message, yes. Sometimes you got to be broken down before you're able to be built back up. And then when you are built back up, hey Gina, when you are built back up, now you're ready because now you're in the mental space. Now you have stretched your limiting beliefs. Now you are in a place where you're able to really, really make a difference on this planet, where you're able to grow, where you're able to not only share your testimony, because don't forget you're supposed to share. You're supposed to share, right? Because it's a lesson and wisdom that you gained that you can give and impart on someone else. And so now that you are able to share your story, because we all have a story. We all have a story. We all have something that we can teach someone else, that we can help them to learn. And so now that you're able to give them what you've been through and what you learned and what you would do differently and what you felt like you just had to go through, because some things we just got to go through. But that burned down in the field and then it just grew back better. I was like, wow. And then another analogy hit me as my downloads was just pouring in. I hate to get my ends clipped on my hair. And some of my family's on here, so they know, like, I do not like it. I don't like it. My real hair is actually relatively long, okay? And so I'm just like, don't cut it. I don't like to keep my length. I don't want to cut it. And every stylist I have ever had has always said, Inez, you have to cut the end so it can grow. I was like, I just don't understand that. Why? I wanted to keep it long, so let's just put some oil on it. Let's save it. Let's braid it up. Let's not cut the ends. I'm crazy like that, y'all. But when I started letting them trim my ends, and do the little clipping every 3 months, whatever it is you're supposed to get it, my hair started growing more. Same kind of thing, right? You got to cut a little bit off, right, in order to let it grow. Like God had to break you down a little bit in order for you to prosper and have your testimony after your test. They had to burn this thing down, and then it grows back even better. Like with this, force or whatever that's behind me. I love getting my ends clipped. Okay, T. I'm getting there. I'm learning. We're all works in progress. Okay, we're all works in progress. But my goodness, like that's just it is a message, because you have to allow yourself. You have to allow yourself to just go through it. Life is a journey. Life is a journey. It's a journey that's meant to be enjoyed, but there'll be ups and there'll be downs, right? And so it's about finding that balance. It's about finding that balance. And so it definitely would be beneficial for you to just take some time and think about it and meditate on it and push yourself a little bit, right? So if you know that you can, I don't know, like if you know you can clean your house, right? If you got all day to do it, you know you can do it, right? But if you got 2 hours before people are coming over, you're going to get a lot done in those 2 hours. Even though you knew you had all day to do it, you had all day you could have cleaned it. But in that 2 hour span, you did more than you thought you could, right? And so same kind of philosophy, right? Just different analogies. But you could do more than what you think you do, especially when the pressure's on, especially when the pressure is on. And so I challenge you to think about that. And if you did submit a question, you can just type the question in the comments. And then I'll know what the question is. And the questions could be on any topic. It doesn't have to be this topic. But I said I'll do a little more Q&A because last week was so great. We had so many good questions. If you didn't watch last week, go back and watch the replay, okay? Because it was amazing, and we bounced from a few different topics, but it was really good. And so I want you to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So if you're in a season right now and you're going through, just know that this too shall pass. That it is not forever. But learn the lesson. And my auntie, who's actually watching, she told me that, Inez, you got to learn the lesson. You got to learn the lesson. I learned them, auntie, finally. Finally. Because you will keep repeating that test until the lesson is learned. It might be in different ways, it might be in the same way, but you're going to keep on repeating it until you get it, until it clicks, until you're ready to move to the next step in processing your journey. And so definitely, you got to enjoy the journey. You are the author of your life. You are the author of your life. You are writing your story. You're writing your story, and you decided how it's going to unfold. What's going to happen in this chapter? What's going to happen in that chapter? And at least what you want your ending to be. So remember that you are the author. You are the author and the creator of your life. And on that topic, we have power in the tongue. So a lot of times people are actually confusing themselves unconsciously. They are not only confusing themselves, but they're sending mixed signals to the universe, and they might not even know. And so what that means, and what I mean by that is, if you on one hand are saying like, yes, I can do this, but then in your mind you're like, oh, I can't do it. Well, those two statements don't align, right? And so on one vibration, you're sending a negative thought about that topic, and in another statement, you're sending a positive one. You have to get aligned, right? What you speak, what you think, what you say, what you write has to be aligned. You have to be clear. You have to be clear on what you want. You have to be clear on what you're creating, because we all have the gift of creation. We all have the gifts of manifestation. It's just a matter of how in tune you are and how much you've honed your own gifts of this. And so with the limiting beliefs, sometimes our self-talk that we're saying not out loud is what's holding us back subconsciously. We're playing a tug of war because we really don't believe the words that we're saying. And so to speak it is one part, but you have to believe it. You have to believe it in every bone and every cell in your body. You have to believe it on every molecular level possible. Like you have to feel it. You have to close your eyes and envision it coming to fruition. You have to close your eyes and envision it coming to fruition. All three steps are vital for creation, for manifestation, and for stretching you for that limiting belief. Because whatever it is you want to stretch yourself on, that's the topic that you would, put here and apply these principles to. And the reason that you do the closing of the eyes and the visualization is because your subconscious mind does not understand words. It just doesn't. It understands visuals. It understands visuals. And so you have to feed your subconscious mind so that it can work on things in the background for you energetically. And you also have to, of course, watch your words, and because they're power of creation, and speak it into existence. And then you have to feel it. You have to believe that it's going to happen, that it's going to come to fruition in all your might, in all your being. You have to believe it. And so, y'all not typing any questions. Y'all got to type questions at the bottom now. I'm just ranting. I know y'all love my rants, but type your questions at the bottom. I'm giving y'all a chance to do Q&A because my schedule is so tight coming up. Ooh, I got so many guest speakers for the next few months. I got it booked out. Okay, y'all, it's going to be phenomenal. And so make sure you tune in. But I don't know how many times I'll be able to do the live Q&A. So get your questions in now. Get your questions in now. But back to what I was saying, your energy is important, on the energy that you're putting in and around whatever that belief is. And so be careful on what you're saying and what you're writing and what you're speaking, because you are creating it. And so you don't want to send mixed signals to the universe because that's just counterproductive. It's counterproductive. How can we apply this to our Mary Kay business? Okay. All right. And so I'll do it more general for everyone, but thank you for the question. And so you can apply this to any business by simply, what's your goal, right? So what's your goal? Is your goal to move up the career path in your company? Is your goal to sell X amount of dollars in your company? What's your goal? And so whatever your goal is, what's the goal that you know you can hit? Like if you know you could sell $1,000, or you know you could sell $100, or you know you can get one level up on the career path, right? Whatever your goal is, now stretch yourself. Stretch yourself to that next level. Like stretch yourself to say, okay, well, if I can get one, maybe I can get three. Or, if I can sell 1,000, maybe I can sell 2,000, right? And so stretch yourself and then work on actually actively believing it, actually speaking it into existence as if it has already come to fruition. So a great example, since you brought up Mary Kay, for me, like I'm already claiming my miracle area is done, right? It's not a future area. And I intentionally watch my words around that, because future could always be in the future. No. I'm creating it right now. And so in my gratitude, I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that I'm a national sales director in Mary Kay. Oh, yes, right? And I'm sure y'all can feel my energy even when I say it, because I just close my eyes for a quick second here and I visualize that, but I do that on a regular. And so, and I'm grateful, and I know that it's coming to fruition. And then you do have to do the work, right? This is not exactly magic. It's a little bit, right? But you got to do the work too. It all goes hand in hand. And so you do have to make a plan, make your goal, and then work backwards. I work backwards. I set my goal, and then I work backwards from what I need to do to get it done, right? For what I need to do to get it done. And so, but I think the piece that a lot of people miss is that you have to have that belief, because your beliefs can limit you. Your beliefs can hinder your progress. Your beliefs can create problems that normally aren't even problems. Your beliefs, especially if they're negative, will create energy that you really don't want in your space and around you. And so I see we got a couple comments coming in here, and if you have questions, go ahead and type them across the screen. I definitely want to touch on one more thing here. And so, and I hope that answered your question, Gigi. I hope that answered your question. But so you can apply it to anything you want, but you definitely have to make sure that you're doing those three things. Those three things are so critical to creating it. And then practicing gratitude. Gratitude is amazing. And so y'all can join us on this 28-day magic journey challenge that we're going to do starting July 1st via WhatsApp. And it's free. So, let me know if you want to join, comments, and we'll make sure to put the comments or put the link in the comments. Now, one thing I also realize is your emotions play a big factor into this whole limiting belief topic that I'm kind of talking on here today. Your emotions, they're a fickle creature. They can go up, they can go down, they can go sideways. I mean, we might all be bipolar in a little bit or in a few different ways. What are the three things again? Okay, Gigi, the three things that I said that you should do, I recommended for helping you to stretch your limiting belief into creating and manifestation are: number one, you have to speak it into existence. You have to talk about it, say it out loud, write it down, and you want to talk about it in the present tense. So let's just say I'm so grateful and thankful that I'm on the best-selling authors list right now. I'm so grateful and thankful that I sold 1,000 copies of my book. I'm so grateful and thankful that I don't know, I'm on the iTunes chart, right? Whatever it is for you and your business, you're respected, but you speak about it as if it's already happened, because your brain actually doesn't know whether it's happened or not. It's actually just working to get it done because it believes whatever you say. Okay, and so that's the first step, is to speak about it in the present tense as if it's already occurred. And you're thankful for it as if it's already occurred. The second step is for you to believe it with your whole heart and mind, because that makes it stronger, and that makes the frequency of what you're creating stronger in the universe, right? And the stronger your frequency, the higher your vibration, the quicker things happen and manifest for you. Number 3 was that you actually need to close your eyes and visualize it. Visualize it. Visualize yourself like on that bestsellers sellers list. Visualize yourself on the iTunes chart. Visualize yourself making whatever the dollar amount is for your business. Visualize yourself as a director if you're in Mary Kay or National for Me, right? So visualize yourself in whatever that position is. And so make sure that you do that. And all 3 of these things you should be doing on a daily, consistent basis. There is power in the consistency of doing these practices, because it actually helps to magnify the frequency of it, and it actually makes it stronger. And so yes, believe, imagine, and speak. Yes, 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 Gigi. That is so true. And so those were the 3 that I said. And then I also added that you have to be thankful and do your gratitude journal. And I talked about the gratitude practices. Okay, so back to the emotions. So the emotional intelligence, if you will, is a very important piece of the beliefs, because your emotions can go up, they can go down, they can go sideways. I mean, they can do anything. And so you have to get control of them. And this is not an easy thing to do a lot of times, right? And one thing I've learned is that it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. And crying is actually something that your body needs to get out strong emotions sometimes. They could be good, they could be bad, it could be grief, it could be all kinds of things. It could be heartbreak, heartache, but you have to let that go. And the best way to do it is to cry until no more tears come out, because that means you've released it, at least that part of it. And so emotions happen, and so you have to allow yourself to kind of go through it when it does happen. But then you can't let yourself stay there. You can't let yourself wallow there, right? You have to take that next step to actually keep momentum, to keep growing, and to stretch yourself and to stretch your limiting beliefs. And so if you are in a place where you're feeling sad or you're kind of down, like the best thing that you can do, the most instant change you can make, is to practice gratitude. It's to practice gratitude. I mean, you list 10, if not 20 things that you're grateful for right then, there, in the moment. And I mean it, right then and there. Like, you just list them out. And so it will help to change you. You'll be so surprised at how quickly that you can shift your energy, you can shift your emotions just by focusing on gratitude, just by focusing on the things that you're grateful for in your life. I'm so thankful for my family. I'm so grateful that everyone's safe. I'm so grateful we're all healthy. I'm so thankful for life. I'm so grateful for all of you watching right now. I'm so thankful for my new tech team. Claps up from them, okay? Yes. All right. I'm so thankful for being able to operate on my purpose. I'm so grateful that I was able to give people Reiki sessions today, like, and that wasn't even on my schedule, right? I'm so grateful that I'm able to operate in this purpose and this mission. And so whatever it is for you, I just gave you some examples of things that I would say, but you have to do that, and you can do that immediately and shift that energy. And so your emotional intelligence, if you will, is super important. And so your emotions can be great. And if you notice, you can tell when someone is happy. You can tell when someone is sad. Like, we all can tell. And so you have to be okay that there's going to be some ups and downs, but know that you control it. Like, you have the power to shift it at any moment in time. You have the power to shift it at any moment in time. And so just know that when you want to create something and when you want to stretch yourself, you can't be in a down space emotionally, right? You kind of do need to be at least on an even playing field, like in that neutral territory, You don't have to be all happy-go-lucky, but that's even better, right? If you have energy in that way, but you at least have to be in that neutral state. And so if you don't feel like you're there now, I challenge you to focus on that gratitude practices so that you can get at least to that neutral point. And then once you get on this side of the happiness, then you can start to manifest and create and stretch those limiting beliefs and do things that you probably didn't think you could do before. And now you know you can do it, and it's done like that. And so if you have questions, please type the questions in the comments. You can ask about any topic. Y'all being a little shy this time. And so my people that have watched before, you might know, like, we do this sometimes. So go ahead and type in. If you're watching new for the first time, thank you for joining. And we're here every Thursday night. Inez K. Jones at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so I do take questions on all topics, not just this. And I mentioned Reiki a couple of times, so I'll go into it a little bit just for those that are new. I see a lot of new viewers on tonight, which is beautiful. That means we're growing. Yes. And so Reiki, if you don't know, is an energetic practice, if you will. And so I always give the example that my lovely cousin Mark, who's a Reiki master, says, like, Inez, Jesus, healed with his hands. Or everybody knows Jesus healed with his hands. Well, the energy that Jesus used was Reiki. And it's to funnel through to create and ignite that healing. And so I thought that was a good analogy on kind of how to explain it. And how I explain it is that just like you have a doctor for your insides, right? You got a doctor for your medicine. You got all kinds of doctors. You got lung doctor, heart doctor, internal medicine doctor, primary care doctor. You got, neurologist, psychologist. You got all kinds of doctors, right? For massaging, and Elijah was on here earlier, if you need a massage, you're going to go to a massage therapist. And that's Elijah Hands, y'all. I always give him a shout out because he's good at what he does. Okay. And he travels. Now, for acupuncture, right, that deals with the nervous system. For a chiropractor, that deals with the bones, right, in your body. And I kind of talked about this on one of my lives, but I'm just to reiterate it since I talked about Reiki here a little bit. And so I explain it as Reiki being the doctor for your energy, right? And so when you understand a little bit more that we all are using energy, whether you get it or don't, whether you believe it or not, you're using it and it's happening. And once you focus, then you can have someone like myself that's a Reiki practitioner that can help you to align your chakras. And so you have, many different chakras, but you want to make sure that they're in alignment. And so when they're in alignment, things open up for you like never before. Your gifts unlock, your natural healing abilities of your body unlock. Many of you might not know, but I have a few rare illnesses, but you wouldn't know it unless I told you. You wouldn't know unless I told you, or unless you're around and, in close proximity. But recently, I've been even better. Like so much so that I forgot that I even got some stuff. And I believe wholeheartedly that it has to do with this Reiki energy that I have ignited within myself. And now I'm able to heal in a different way. And so if you've never tried it, I encourage you to try it. I encourage you to try it because man, has it been a beautiful journey, and that it's helped with quite a few things. And there's so many success stories. I'm not even going to get into all of that. Okay, I think I see a question. This is a real talk. It reminds me of a great book that breaks down practices like visualization to get to the next level. The Miracle Morning. Thank you, Lauren. Oh, I love that book. Absolutely. The Miracle Morning. Great book recommendation. I should have said it earlier, but yes, I practice quite a bit of the same things that he talks about in there. And I think that's by Erod, something like that. And so we'll put it later in the comments, but thank you for that comment, Lauren. And yes, and so the Reiki energy, I think, is a piece that's being missed because, we get taught about growing our spiritual life. We get taught about feeding our mind. We get taught about the professional development, the personal development, right? We get taught about learning educationally. Hello, Beverly, in school. And I saw Uno was on earlier. Hey, Uno. And Roz, thank you. Great training, my friend. Thank you. Blessings to you too, sis. And so we get trained on everything but energy. I don't know why that is. I mean, we get trained on, you name it. You get education in school, different kinds of education, of course. But no one's teaching this part of it. And it's such a critical piece. It's such a critical piece because when your chakras are out of line, your life is out of whack, or your body's out of whack, and it's showing up in different spaces within your body. When your I don't know, energy is very negative, you're gonna attract negative things to happen. You're gonna attract snafus and things that usually don't even happen are gonna happen just because of the space of where your energy is. And so if you know, people like, oh, does bad things keep happening? Well, that's because you're in a negative energetic space, and you need to do some gratitude work and to shift that, and then maybe work on aligning your chakras. And I was just telling some people who were visiting me, y'all got to stand outside barefoot, okay? Because what it does is it aligns your root chakra, which is one of the most important chakras of all of them. And we have gotten away in this day and age from doing that. Like back in the, day, they didn't have shoes, right? So they were always barefoot. They were always walking, which is why they were more enlightened and aligned spiritually with their gifts and their and their creator. And so we've gotten away from that. And so now I told them today, I said, listen, if I can stand outside in the grass without my shoes or socks on, anybody can do it. Because anybody that knows me knows, like, Lord, I just did not like bugs. Oh, and I've grown a different awareness now in my awakening stage. But boy, I was the like, ooh, I don't want an ant, I don't want a mosquito, I don't want nothing on me, I don't want them crawling on me. Oh, no. So I never, ever would have done it. But my goodness, since I have started, how's it shifted things? How do you get started with Reiki work? Okay, great question, Lauren. Thank you. I will answer that. Well, I'm gonna finish this thought first. So if you haven't done it, just do it. I just challenge you just to do it, even if it's just for a few seconds the first time you do it, and then just do it again. You see, it's not so bad. And the bugs really, they do leave you alone. But it's so critically important that we align with the earth, that we align with the universe, because we're all connected whether we realize it or not. And so aligning that root chakra is something I think majority of 90% of the planet, I will say, like, has not done and needs to do. So that would be the first step for anyone to do, and you don't need a Reiki practitioner to do that. Energy is definitely key, super important. Thank you, Karan. Thank you. Yes. And so that's one way. Another way is, of course, when you see a Reiki practitioner, they can help you and they can see blockages and work on your energy and work through some stuff and shift through some things. And so how you get started, Lauren's question was, you just simply schedule a session. It's very simple. So I will put Mark's links in the comments, because he actually does distance Reiki and he even teaches Reiki if you're interested in learning that, Mark Christmas. So I'll put him in. And if you're watching, Mark, put your own hashtags in, okay? I myself, of course, am a practitioner, but I wear many hats, okay? Because y'all know I run multiple businesses, so I don't take as many clients. But when I feel led, I definitely will. And so, if you're interested, you can always inbox me for that. And and I love it. It's a new gift that I'm sharing with others. It's been a gift I've had for a little while, but I just hadn't shared it with everyone. And so that's me pushing myself, right, on my limited belief, to know that people will be receptive to it, and that sometimes people are open to learning something new. And right now, collectively, we are in a shift that's happening energetically, and so it's very important that we get some people awakened that need to be awakened to their gifts, so that they can operate on their purpose, or in their purpose in life. And so, if you have any other questions, you can type them in the comments and they'll come across so that I can read them as we have a few minutes left here. But I just want you all to know that, like, be open to trying something a little new. Be open to doing something a little different. Like I said, stand outside in the grass. How hard is that? You can do that outside of your house, in front of your house. Like, it's very simple. And I would challenge you that during that time to do those 3 things that we talked about earlier, to talk about, well, let's say 4 things, because I want you to do your gratitude, what you're thankful for and grateful for. And then I want you to speak it to existence, what you want to have happen as if it's already occurred, and be grateful for it. And I want you to feel it and believe it in your heart and soul that it's going to happen, and close your eyes and visualize it. Close your eyes and visualize it as if it's already come to pass, right? That is one of the most powerful practices I think I've learned over my many years of personal development work and things that I've done. Let me get some water here real quick. My goodness, I've been talking away. But yes, and so I want you to know that that it's important, and that it's time. Like, it's time for a shift. It's time for you to grow. It's time for you to stretch your limited beliefs. It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. It's time for you to take back control of your life. It's time for you to operate in your purpose and your destiny and your mission on this planet. It's time for you to soar. All right, it's back to my birds. I love my bird analogy. And if you don't know about what I'm talking about, you got to go back and watch the first video. Go back and watch the first video, okay? It was deep. But it's time. It's time to soar. And the limiting beliefs and not actively doing the energy work or working on the different chakras, which you have your crown chakra, you have your third eye chakra, you have your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and then of course you have your root chakra. And so those are important that they are clear. And when there's blockages, that they can't be clear. And one thing I actually realized and learned and have helped a couple of others, and including myself even, to go through is that relationships, all relationships, are housed in our solar plexus. And that's your like abdomen area. Y'all can't see me here, but like your abdomen area, okay? And so many times what we aren't taught and what you don't know is that just like a woman has an umbilical cord for a baby that has to be cut and detached, you develop an energetic cord to those who you have connected with, right? Whether it's a romantic connection or not, right? You develop a connection, but especially for romantic connections, you get a tie, right? And so I think people refer to it as like that soul tie, right? That happens when you are with a significant other, right? And so and women usually are stronger, right, than men's with that kind of that tie, but there's an energetic meaning behind that. And so when a relationship doesn't work, a lot of times, we do the crying in the morning and we get mad or angry, whatever, but no one ever taught us that you're supposed to actually disconnect energetically. And it's actually very simple to do. A couple of commands that can be done, and a couple of times, and a little Reiki, but that was something that was vital. It was vital for me, and it was so clear and imperative because I've had my shares of breakups. All right, I've been through my ups and my downs, and so my recovery was different because of how awakened I am and attuned and aligned with what my body needs energetically. And so even that realization and doing that work has shifted like so many things for me, and then for the people that I'm able to help them with. And so there is and sometimes, I mean, you could have been broken up for quite some time and you might still be energetically tied and you don't even realize it. Sometimes it might be in the heart chakra, but most times it's in the solar plexus or in that sacral chakra, which is the private areas. Okay. And so you have to sever. You got to sever the ties. And hey, Makita, I think I saw the waving. You got to sever the ties. You got to sever the ties so that you can actually achieve your full potential, so that the blessings that were meant to come to you will actually come. We were talking in a group I'm in earlier about how, sometimes when you're in a toxic relationship, you're blocking your blessings. Like everything can't even happen until you let that go. And so you can be free to have what's in store for you, right? Because what's meant for you will be for you. And sometimes everyone's not meant to be a part of that journey. Sometimes everybody's not meant to ride your wave. Sometimes everybody's not meant to reap the benefits of the work that you sow. Sometimes people aren't deserving of the blessings and things that are to come with what you're about to be blessed with. And so, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to maybe be mad, because trust, I was a little mad, back when. But know that you have to learn the lesson, and that it happened for a reason, and now it's time for you to step into your purpose even more. And now it's time for you to share the lessons you've learned and to share those gifts with others. And now it's time for you to just keep moving on up, because some people are in your life for a season, and some people are in your life for just part of your journey. And some people are lifers, right? They're meant to be there forever. They're meant to be there for a long time. And so it just depends on what it is that you want. And so I should have told y'all supposed to share this. If you click the share button, and not a watch party, but the share button to your timelines and things, then we get to be heard and seen, and more people can actually actively comment and question on the lives, even when you share. And so that's a way that you can like. And if you're not hearting it, I need a bunch of hearts. We need the hearts. Facebook algorithms needs the hearts if you're watching on Facebook Live, and like it. And if you're watching on YouTube, I need you to subscribe, pretty please, to the channel at Inez K. Jones. And so it really is a blessing that I was able to take the lessons that I've learned, honestly, and share it with you all, and share it in this way and on this platform, so that hopefully something that I share, resonates with you, or it touches you, or it just pushes you a little bit, or makes you think, or maybe it encourages you to try something new, And today, I think I talked about a few topics, but I tried to link it all back to the limiting beliefs, because it really is all interrelated. It's all connected. Because when you are in a space of positive and your chakras are aligned, when you are happy, and when you are actively practicing gratitude and actively speaking it into existence what you want to have happen, and actively visualizing it, and actively believing it with your whole heart, things will start to shift. You'll start to see the change. Like literally, even my lovely tech team, I manifested this, okay? I was like, okay, all right, universe, I need some help. Send me someone that can help me with this. Boom, same day that I said that, I was blessed to be in the same space. And thank you, because he's amazing. And so I want you all to know, I love to share about whatever my download is. And so you never know what you're gonna get with me, okay? Because the topics have ranged from relationships to breakups to friendships to scholarships, because my Inez K. Jones Consulting is my scholarship business. So like that page too, at Inez K. Jones Consulting. That's my other Facebook page for my scholarship business. To running multiple businesses and tips and strategies, to personality styles, to energetic work, and to lessons I learned from the birds. And so it's a little bit of everything, and getting your nest in order with your finances and your last will and testament. I mean, we have talked about a gamut of topics over this journey these last few weeks. And so I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the topics that are to come. And so if you just tuned in, I gave a little plug, because next week we're going to be talking about dating and courting from a man's perspective. Okay, so I want y'all on live. Excuse me, to talk about that. We're going to be talking about it, and I got some guest speakers. Yeah, I got some big dogs too, okay? So it's going to be good, right? And then, so that's July 2nd, and then on July 9th, we're going to talk a little bit about your credit. We're going to talk a little bit about getting that in order, and ways that you can make money as well if you want, as well. So I got some heavy hitters in that field that are going to be talking and sharing. Hello, Nicole, beautiful. And then I'm also going to be doing a women's version of the dating and the courting, okay, from the woman's perspective. And so we'll do that after the men. We'll give the men a chance to talk first. And then we're going to go in. All right, so you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And then July 30th, I'm going to do another Q&A. If we have time, I'll do a Q&A, but I'll do some singing, because everybody's been asking me to sing. And so I'm going to do a live one where I'm actually singing. And I'm going to have my music teacher on, who has taught me how to play the piano and singing and everything. And so I just love her. And so she's going to be on accompanying me, and I'll do a little interview with her. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And then in September and August, I got the whole thing planned out. We're going to talk about homeschooling. We're going to talk about chronic illnesses. We're going to talk about, insurance and how to get it, and tax accountants, and whether to do an LLC or INC, because I got a lot of questions about that. Let me let you know. We're going over the gamut. And so if you have a topic that you would like to know, then please let me know. All right. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's a ticker going across the screen. I see you getting better every time. Oh, thank you, Karan. You see me. Oh, I told you I had to manifest some help. So thank you. He is amazing. And so, yes, Makita, thank you. Great topics. I hope y'all tune in. And our time is going to be the same now. Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we have a lot of great topics to come. So that and if you want a topic, that's what I'm saying. If you want a topic or something that you want to suggest, or something that you want to know more about, you can comment below. Or if you don't want to say it out loud in the public, you can direct message me. Okay, you can direct message me, and I can keep it confident. But definitely, it can be anonymous. But I'm always looking for more topics and things that you all want to know about. And thank you for trusting me, right? Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this live. Thank you for for trusting the advice that I give. And so I'm just so grateful. I want y'all to know that I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And as a people, like, whew, some things are about to happen. Okay. And so I really do want to be sure that we're all ready, that we got our ducks in a row, and that we're ready for this growth, that we're ready for this momentum, that we're ready for this shift. And so part of that is me sharing my journey and my stories with you, and bringing on some speakers. So, this might be one of the last ones where I'm on by myself. And I'll have some guest speakers so we can have some panelists, and we're going to get it in. We're going to ask the questions, and y'all can come on, comment, and come on and ask questions, and you can share, and it's going to be amazing. And so I just want to make sure, I don't think I saw any more questions, but if I did miss something, we can scroll it across the bottom of the screen. I'm going to look real quick here. And I always try to make sure I answer all the questions that were actually asked on the live. And thank you all so much. I didn't get to give all my shout outs, but I see a bunch of people are on. Ebony, Charles, Veronica. Yes, thank you. DJ Malik, Yesenia, Brittany, Danielle, Karita, Taylor. Oh, that was my... That's my principal, y'all. She's on, and Robert joined, and a few others. So thank you all for taking the time to watch. Remus, hey. Oh, Ali, hey. So I just told him about the root chakra, Ali. I told him all to stand outside in the grass. See, I've been getting on him. I've been getting on him now. And so it's not just you. I'm getting on the whole world, okay? Because y'all got to align. It's so important. It's so vital right now. And so, Jenny, thank you for joining. And Chink and Paulette. Paulette's one of my loyal faithfuls, y'all, okay? Paulette don't miss, all right? Thank you, Paulette, for being loyal. I appreciate you. And Nicole, she's going to be one of my guest speakers. Thank you for joining, boo. She's coming up. And so, we got some good things coming. Jackie, Erica, Brandon. There's so many of you all. HB, I see you. Long time. So thank you all for joining. I'm so grateful. My heart smiles. I smile that you all have received this journey of mine, right? And me going live, and me opening up, and me sharing about just the knowledge I've gained, right? And in the different areas and fields, and the lessons I've learned, and the downloads that are coming for me to share that could possibly bless someone else. And so if you're watching later, we want you to put hashtag replay. We want you to comment as if you're live, and we want you to do a watch party, okay? Do a watch party. Guest speakers, wild. Yes, we're gonna have a whole bunch. Yes, it's gonna be amazing. And so, yeah, lock it in. Set the alert on your phone. You can do the follow to be notified. That little bell, you can hit that bell on YouTube and also on Facebook to get notified every time I go live, so that you'll get the notifications, because we don't always tag everyone each time. And now that we're streaming on multiple platforms simultaneously, yay! Okay, we're ready. And so I love it. And I definitely want to make sure that I'm talking about things that you really do want to hear about, that you really do want to dig into, that you really do want to learn or hear different perspectives on. And so we're covering a wide gamut of topics. And so I definitely want you all to send your suggestions and your comments. And I don't think there was any other questions. I think I covered all the questions that were typed, and I gave you guys a little bit of what was given to me. So as I leave you, as we wrap up now, and I want y'all to make sure to listen to the end, because y'all hear a little snippet of my song, hey, in the end of this live. But just trust your intuition, because God gave it to you for a reason. And trust and know that you didn't even stumble upon this live on accident. There was something in here that you needed to hear. There was something in here that you needed to be reminded of. There was something that was said that that maybe hit you a little differently, or maybe made you a little uneasy. I invite you to sit with that, to visit that, to meditate on that, and to work on that, whatever that is for you, and stretch your limiting beliefs. It's time for us to grow. It's time for us to stretch. We got to stretch, okay? And so it starts with the gratitude. It starts with loving your neighbor as yourself, right? It starts with giving unto others, and it also starts with definitely those practices that I gave earlier. And so we're right at our time now, and so we're going to wrap it up. And I love you. I see Nicole say good night. And so you all have a fantastic evening. Please like and share this. You can do a watch party afterwards if you like, so that your audiences can hear and be ready, because we're going to be back July 2nd, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that's Thursday. Okay, a week from today. A week from today. And I want you all to have a fantastic evening. You all have a great night.
There's only you and me. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused, and I need. I wanna be, I gotta be, I need to be in your secret place where I know I'll find peace. I'm so confused, and I take me home.